Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life you were only waiting for this moment to arise. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see. All your life you were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly into the light of the dark black night. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly into the light of the dark black night. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life you were only waiting for this moment to rise. You were only waiting for this moment to rise. You were only waiting for this moment to arise.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you so much. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center of Woodstock. I am so grateful you are here. We just finished Christmas yesterday.
Didn't we?
Whoa. Are you ready and energetic and rejuvenated now, or just feeling like I just want to enjoy and take in the day, just to bring in the space, get back to normal, feel like things are a little less hectic, but joyfully hectic, and now we can just be joyfully relaxed. So welcome to Unity Spiritual Center of Woodstock. I'm Reverend Mary Patrice Went. I am the spiritual leader here.
And I'm Reverend Tom Went. It's just a joy to be with you here every Sunday morning. So welcome, everybody.
Mm-hmm. Let's go ahead and start with a prayer. Let's take a deep breath. Divine Spirit, we've known the joy and the excitement and the anticipation of the last few days, and now we're just so grateful for the moment to take it all in, reflect on it, and say thank you for it. We get to look back and count the special moments and the heart hugs that we've received, and maybe even the longing moments of missing someone that couldn't be there, but honoring their spirit and their light by doing so. Thank you for the breath that moves each moment that we are now in, that we get to choose and create and hold a vision for. Thank you for the life that makes it so and makes it happen for all those that are a part of it as we claim it for ourselves. And for this time and place and the people that are all about it and the moment that we have within to hear that inner still voice that guides us through all. Thank you. Thank you for the love that continues to flow in my heart, my soul, and out into the world. And so it is. Amen.
Amen. You know, this time of year, oh, I'm sorry. We're skipping. So this time of year, we skip ahead sometimes. because we're anxious.
You're
Get
anxious to
started
get
again.
started on the new year.
So why don't we start with the 5 principles?
Let's start with
next?
the 5
How's
unity
that?
principles. Let's do that. All right, together, please. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life. God, the good omnipotence. The Christ Spirit lives within me. Thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. I experience God's presence and power through prayer and meditation. I put my faith into action by demonstration.
May I continue?
Now you can.
As I was saying, this time of year involves so much planning, and much of the planning has obviously come to fruition. So those of us who are on a spiritual path, what do we do to welcome in and plan for next year, for another year, and this one making the best year that can ever be? And because we're more spiritual than religious, we are offering you a burning bowl service today where we can kind of unclutter anything that prevents us from truly realizing the awareness that was created at Christmas, that the Christ is reborn in us all the time. You have the power of God in you, and I have the power of God in me, and our mind and its ability to think thoughts is the greatest tool we have to express that power, but it can be a challenge sometimes in limiting us by means of our thoughts, because they can be old wounded thoughts or old thoughts from systems that don't work anymore. So we are looking to open up the door to realize at a greater level the Christ Spirit within each and every one of us by means of today's service, and I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
And because of you, because of your energy and your support and your love, we can do that. So if you would, please, let's make a time now to receive that support. So if you could take out your gift, your donation, your tithe, whatever that might be. And if you don't happen to have anything with you, we've got Venmo cards in the pews that you can just log in if that makes it easier. If you're online, just click on our Joy of Giving tab. Take that gift, whatever it is, knowing that it's your investment in you. It's your investment in a community that supports you and cares about you and shares with you the tools that will help you become more of who you are. And as you hold that gift in your hand, just see it blessed with your energy. See it moving out into the community, into this spiritual group, as well as beyond, as we support others in our gift and our journey forward and being a presence in the world. See the life of you moving out into that gift. Know that you are the blessing. And it is just one avenue in which you do that, whether it's your time, your talent, or your financial resources. We're so grateful for that. And let's go ahead together and bless this gift. Together, please. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you so much. Okay, today's going to be just a little bit different today. I'm going to introduce our team here in just a second, but we're not going to have a meditation this morning because we're going to use that time for you to reflect on what it is you would like to release. So I just want you to be aware it's just going to be a little bit of a change up so that you're not surprised and you're prepared. But at this time, I want to recognize our tech team, our team extraordinaire who keeps us online and in here listening and hearing each other more completely, and they have an extra special guest with them. We have Joe and Kim Joswiak. We have George Mulligano. And we have Yoda on the team, ready to go. He's going to be sharing his own wisdom today.
Awesome.
And musically, we have our very own Ken Johnson. Thank you so much, Ken, for being here. We'll let you go ahead and take it away.
So in honor of the burning bowl ceremony, Baby Yoda. Okay. He's new to the team, so. In honor of the burning bowl ceremony, one of our favorite songs by Peter Mayer, this one's called Japanese Bowl, and it's about the ancient art of kintsugi, which is repairing broken pottery with precious metal stirred into the glue so that the cracks become the major focus or something to be treasured as opposed to something that is being hidden. This one's called Japanese Bowl. I'm like one of those Japanese bowls that were made long ago. I have some cracks in me. They have been filled with gold. That's what they used back then when they had a bowl to mend. It did not hide the cracks, it made them shine instead. And now every old scar shows from every time I broke. Anyone's eyes can see I'm not what I used to be. But in a collector's mind, all of these jagged lines make me more beautiful, worth a much higher price. I'm like one of those Japanese bowls I was made long ago. I have some cracks you can see how they shine of gold.
I think I'm on, yeah, there I am. Okay, we're going to go right into the talk today. So today we are holding our burning bowl ceremony. This is a ceremony of release. We're going to have a shortened talk today so that you have time to reflect and go within and really consider what it is in your life that you're ready to let go of. So as soon as we're complete with our talk, we'll invite you to come up when you're ready. There's no rush. And you'll get a chance to start to light your page. You should each have a sheet and a pen. Anytime during this service, you can write down your ideas. Start it and then drop it into the bowl. And watch it, just stand there and watch it burn away. That's part of the process, is seeing it transformed, released, and sent on to, the ethers, that you've let it go. Now, if you are at home with us, joining us for this service, it's a little bit more, we're going to ask you to do a little bit differently. We'd like you to take a paper or a card or something, go ahead and list those things that you would like to release, and then tuck it into an envelope and send it to us. We are at 225 West Calhoun Street in Woodstock, Illinois, 60098. And if you will put on their burning bowl, we will know not to open it. If you put your return address on there, we will know to send you a card that we received it and the date that we'll hold a very special, private burning ceremony and release that to the flame for you. Did I cover it all?
I think you did, yeah.
Okay. So this is a special service that we have every year, and it's the opportunity. I get excited about it because it's like you get to clear the slate. You get to start with a new frame of mind, and you get to let go of something maybe you've been holding on to all year that you really haven't had the time to think about. Of course, for me, I was talking with a team beforehand. I would like to have a service where we get to have a release of all the weight that I've gained over this year, so that could I burn that off and put it into the bowl? That would be awesome. But that's not quite what we're doing here. In Unity, we're looking at living authentically. How do we live authentically? And today is our time to gently reflect and review on what's showing up for you this year, not just in the holiday season, but maybe the whole year. What is it that's still in your mind that you're still walking around with? I have several ideas I've already written down in preparation for this morning. And that for me, truthfully, the holidays are like a microcosm of my year, of how I approach things throughout the year. So I often look at, how did my holidays go? Where was I placing my attention, and was I living it mindfully? And it's not to judge, it's not to say, oh gosh, I just really blew it there. It's really to notice, just to notice. Gently and lovingly notice where you are and how you're feeling. What are you responding to? And I know in previous talks you've talked about that, where, what am I acting from? Am I acting from a feeling of obligation, especially at the holidays? I want to buy a gift for everybody. That's just who I am. But I don't have the time and not even the resources to do all that. But there's a piece of me that wants to do that, and then you reminded me, look at what the intention is behind that. Is my message to say, I really just want you to like me? Or is my message to say, I really felt guided to give you this gift? And truthfully, for me, as I tend to be a pleaser often, there's a lot of, I'm really doing that because I feel like I want to influence how you feel about me in instances. And that can happen in the family too, not just with friends. So what you've encouraged us to do, and what we try to encourage everyone to do, is act from intention. Act from intention. Rather than maybe a previous hurt or that obligation, or for me, when it comes to my kids, I sometimes act from greediness. So when my kids are talking about leaving, there's a part of me that wants to stand in front of the door and say, no, you can't go. You need to stay here because I want more of that time with you. I want more of those moments because I don't get to see you as often as I want. So there's a piece of me that needs to surrender that and trust. I'm going to have all the moments I need. And I don't need to stand in front of that door. There are other times where one of my moments that I really look at too is when I feel the need to exert my opinion on something, where I need to share, what I think about something, and I have some strong emotions behind it. So for instance, when my son sat down at the table and he was talking about getting his dad a Christmas gift, what should it be? Well, what should he get my ex-husband? I had to zip it because There were thoughts and feelings and ideas that came to mind that really should never be shared. So I had the sense to know to stop and not vocalize my thoughts at that moment. Do I do that always? Not always, but that was a win for me. We started out Advent with the idea of faith. And our faith is where we place our trust. And Kute Blackson from The Magic of Surrender says, finding your courage to let go. Not let go of who you are, but what you might be expecting. It encourages us to actively follow our intuitive nature, our divine nature, and that's where we're here. What would you like to release? What would bring out that divine light in you more? When we surrender to life, we trust in a higher power to lead the way. And we pay attention to the feelings of what we're doing, and we examine those thoughts behind the actions. That's where we're talking about living that mindful life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if you were here on Christmas Eve or you tuned in online, we did that whole process, and it began with release. It began with clearing things away, letting go of traits or ideas or mindsets that we have entrenched in us because that's how we learn to cope. We let that go first, and then we took the steps to claim our divine nature. So we initiated basically a time of R&R. Not rest and rehabilitation, but release and reclamation. Releasing and reclaiming that divine life within us. So today, let's invest again in R&R.
I like what you said about the holidays are a microcosm of our life, because there's a phrase in personal coaching where we say, how we do one thing is how we do everything. And so if I look back on the holidays and how we planned, we did a lot of things right. There's some attitudes and some ideas I had that I'll be releasing today. And, author Thomas Merton said, our minds are like crows. He said they pick up everything that glitters, no matter how uncomfortable our nests get with all that metal in them. So I don't know about you, but it seems like I have a regular routine of trying to get rid of physical clutter. I'll get my calendar, which serves as my to-do list, kind of all ferreted out and assigned, and I'm comfortable with it, and it just fills up again. And then I finally cleaned off the top of my desk the other day. And in a week or so, it's just as messy as it was before. I'll sweep out the garage and get everything arranged and only have to redo it again soon afterward. So it seems to me like there's always a stack of something waiting to be sorted and discarded over and over again. Kind of like, it's like getting a haircut, It all grows back again in time, it seems like. So I have to get haircuts regularly, and I need to just clean out regularly and maybe reform some of my thinking. Because the same is true, in my mind, for us spiritually. There are so many kinds of inner clutter that I can become subject to. Thoughts, ideas, emotions that I attract I have to's or I shoulds that kind of bully me around. They squeeze out the good things that are waiting for me and welcoming me. So I want to release them. I want to let go of them. And because, as I mentioned about cleaning the desk and the garage and whatnot, as is true with the physical, is true with the spiritual also. Regular cleaning and rearranging is a good idea. And you know, just as your village may have an annual, like we used to have a spring cleanup in the previous village I lived in, where you could put anything out in the trash, and just about anything, and they'd pick it up for you, no extra charge. Well, we're doing the same thing today. We offer an annual burning bowl ceremony where you can just discard about anything you want, and we'll pick it up for you. We'll let it go for you, right here in the burning bowls. So those things that glittered at one time that Thomas Merton referred to, that have lost their attractiveness and their usefulness, such as opinions that no longer serve us, we can let them go now. We can let them go today. That's the purpose of the burning bowl, is to create this openness on us to welcome a new tomorrow. And at the same time, you've heard the phrase, all that glitters is not gold. But that also means that some of what glitters is gold, is worthwhile and is valuable. And are there not experiences out there that await, where your intuition tells you to move forward or to take them on, opportunities that await your arrival, kind of the golden life just waiting to be mined? Aren't they just waiting to enrich your life, and yet sometimes we don't take a step toward them. Sometimes we don't act on them. I like what one of my favorite motivational speakers, Les Brown, says. He says, a cemetery is a sad place, he says, because of all the dreams and visions and unmet opportunities that are buried there, never acted upon, never realized. All the shiny objects that deserve our attention that we've talked ourselves out of, the gold that we've talked ourselves out of. Think of the gold that was waiting to be mined in your life, or that may be waiting right now. Release whatever is stopping you from mining that gold. Now is the time to let go and release the thoughts that prevent us from stepping forward into opportunities. Maybe fear or previous failures, who knows? Okay? So what ideas do I hold of myself and the way things work? What my intuition invites me to experience and calls me to do. Now is the time to release those limiting thoughts and fears. Let's move forward this year like we never have before. Now is the time to relinquish to the fire the beliefs that we hold that prevent us from picking up the gold instead of the shiny objects. Yeah, that's what we're doing today.
So at this time, we're going to give you space to go within and find what it is you would like to release. So take your time. When you're ready, you can come forward and set it aflame. In closing, Charles Fillmore, our founder, wrote, "Faith is the highest expression or belief or of confidence. Today we symbolically burned away our obstacles. We've let go of what holds us back, acting in faith and trust in a higher source. Regularly clearing away the clutter and living in the question is a spiritual practice. In this ceremony, you have opened the door to new possibilities. You've created a space for a new awareness. Today, you've declared your time of R&R, release of what does not serve you anymore, and reclamation of your divine nature. Let it be so. And so it is. Namaste."
Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring, ting, tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, let's go. Let's look at the show. We're riding in a wonderland of snow. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, it's grand, just holding your hand. We're gliding along with a song over wintry fairyland. Our cheeks are nice and rosy and comfy cozy are we. We're snuggled up together like the birds of a feather would be. Let's take that road before us and join a chorus or two. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. There's a birthday party at the home of Farmer Gray. It'll be the perfect ending of a perfect day. We'll be singing the songs we love to sing without a single stop. At the fireplace where we'll watch the chestnuts pop. Pop, pop, pop. There's a happy feeling nothing in the world can buy. When we pass around the coffee and the pumpkin pie, it'll nearly be like a picture print from Currier and Ives. These wonderful things are the things we'll remember all through our lives. Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring, ting, tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, let's go. Let's look at the show. We're riding in a wonderland of snow. Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up, it's grand, just holding your hand. We're gliding along with a song of a wintry fairyland. Our cheeks are nice and rosy and comfy cozy are we. We're snuggled up together like the birds of a feather would be. Let's take that road before us and sing a chorus or two. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you.
Thank you, Ken. I think, am I on? Yeah, there we go. So we just have a few moments. Thank you again. I'm sure Yoda was very much in approval of all of today's activities and is grateful to be here and support the wisdom that is happening all the time. So we just have a few announcements for today. Unity Spiritual Center of Woodstock is a prayer ministry, prayer-based. You can fill out a prayer request here. Jackie, are you available today for, okay. Jackie, our prayer chaplain, is here and available to give prayer support in person. If you are online, you can email me at info@unitywoodstock.org, and I can hook you up with our online prayer chaplain, which is Miriam. So we are going to go ahead and then we'll take anything that's in the box, and we will have our prayer team pray over it for 30 days, as well as silent unity. Thank you for checking our calendar for upcoming things. There are several things coming up. We have our White Stone ceremony coming next Sunday. So today we did our releasing. Next week we do our claiming of who the trait or what we want to see more of in our new year. We also have a spiritual economics class coming on January 6th. Rev Ann, did you want to share anything about that? Are you okay with that, George? Can she?
Tell them which mic it is.
This is Mike. It doesn't have a number on it.
Let's see. There we go. This is the one I think they usually use. Number 2?
You want 2? Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm excited about doing a prosperity class this year based on Eric Butterworth's book, Spiritual Economics. I'm one of those that believe it's always a good idea to renew your prosperity consciousness every year, and at least every 2 years. But every year, for me, is kind of like gets me back in the groove. So if you want to begin to develop a prosperity consciousness for yourself, this is a really wonderful way to do it using the principles that Butterworth put together, which, no matter what prosperity class you're doing, it's pretty much all the same information. Everybody has a different slant on it, but it's still the same principles that are used. This is a tithing class, so you'll be asked to tithe 10% to this church during that time. There is not any other cost for the class other than the book, which is available either on Amazon Smile or probably at Half Price Books, or wherever you may find one. You may have one in your own library. So consider doing that. We start on Thursday, January 6th at 6:30. We're doing it on Zoom, and my hope is that even though we're doing it on Zoom, there'll be interaction right there. But also on Sunday when we're here, and in fellowship, if we want to talk about it, that's another great opportunity to connect deeper as well. Thank you.
Thanks, Ann. Okay, so thank you for all those who are volunteering and putting your faith into action with your time, your talents, your resources. We're grateful for that. We always have open slots for greeters if you are inclined to be someone who is a face of welcoming for people that are coming in. We could use some extra help with that, especially during the holidays. Also today, we are having fellowship, and I'm grateful for all of you. We did tape our pews this morning just to help remind people to social distance more. Because the numbers are going up, we're really concerned about that. So when you're in, if you make sure that you're sitting with the tape to your back to help just make sure everybody's in a safe distance. Today we will have fellowship, but we're going to suspend it after today. I'm sorry to say that. Only because we're just concerned with the masks off, and it's so hard to keep that distance from somebody you really care about and you want to be friends with and you want to have this intimate conversation with. We feel like it's important and in the best interest of our ministry if we suspend it after today. So we will have it today, and we spaced the chairs out at the tables to help remind everyone to keep that distance, and we will reinstitute it as soon as we can. We know how important it is, and any ideas that you can help provide to keep that fellowship going, please share them. We really appreciate that. So we're going to go ahead and close out the service with our prayer for protection and our peace song. So if you would stand, please. All together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And so it is.
Amen.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all of me. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take